Sorry.
No, it's okay.
Hi everyone, how are you tonight? Good to hear. My name is Kelly, and the piece I'm going to be doing tonight is called This Time. Time is a very complex idea. One of the most complex ideas about time is the fact that time is always on its own time. Time is one of the main reasons that you and I never had anything that we wanted when we needed it, and we had everything too much of what we needed whenever we didn't want it. There's also a saying about time. They say if you truly love someone, they are a flower, and do not pick them out the ground, because in time they will eventually die. But to me, that saying doesn't make too much sense, because unless you live in a climate where it's always sunny and warm with very little rain, by the time winter comes, that flower is going to die anyway. So I took a risk and I picked you. I picked you out the ground, one, because I wanted to keep your beauty for myself in my own home, but I'd be lying if I didn't say it's part of the reason I also picked you is because I was too jealous watching these butterflies and bees get a taste of your nectar that I had none of. So I kept you inside. I took you from myself, and yes, over time, your beauty has faded to some. The brightness in your color has slowly started to fade. Your petals are starting to shrivel. They're starting to fall away, tainted by the temperature in the room, the lack of light. And maybe that's because I held you a little too close. But somewhere in time, I still see beauty in you, no matter how you have changed over time. And there are people close to me that can understand how I can see beauty in a dead flower. To me, even in your weakest and worst moments, I still find beauty. Some of my closest friends would look at you like a traffic jam on a day where it's 92 degrees outside and your AC is broken. And all you hear around you are the honking horns, people cursing, people screaming, everyone shuffling around. Somehow all of that comes together, and all of that anger in you and everything that you have done wrong, somehow all of those sounds come together and makes the most beautiful symphony I have ever heard. This could be part of the reason that even in your worst moments, if it started to rain while it is 92 degrees, I have no AC in my car, I would hop out my car and dance. In your pain, I would dance and everything just to show you I can bring you happiness in your worst times. And while I'm dancing, I'm going to make sure I'm going to play my favorite song. Everyone in here has a favorite song, and I'm not talking about the song when you go in your car on the way home, you turn the radio on and, oh, that's my song. No, I'm talking about the song that has been your song for years, the song that no matter how many times you play it, you never get tired of it, and for some reason you still tend to turn the volume up, and no matter what emotion is attached to it, no matter what feeling, no matter what lyrics it is saying, somehow it relates to you, and you never get tired of that song. And that is what you are to me. Not for the lyrics, not for the fact that it bumps my heart every time that bass hits, but it's for the feeling that it gives to me. That feeling, that tingly, you lose your mind, you lose all your senses. You are high without the illegal substance. That is the feeling you give me. That feeling. There's a lot of nights you gave me that feeling. Some days, some afternoons, a couple times a day. And that feeling had me melting somewhere between the corners of your mouth and the creases right in front of your collarbone, and I would soak into you. And at that point, I would become so consumed in you that I would allow you to be inside of me all the way to the point where you touched my soul, and I would allow you to stay in there until I could feel me secreting through your skin in between your drops of perspiration. You always gave me that feeling. And the thing about it is, I always hope I never have to perform this in front of you. Because out of every eye in this room looking at me, I can see some of them that can feel what I'm saying, and some of them know, but only one person in this world has seen me naked down to my soul, and I'm sorry I'm slightly uncomfortable with expressing this, knowing you are the only person in the world that has seen that. It's in your eyes. And everything I say today, I know would be reflected in your eyes. You wouldn't have to say a single word because we know. And that's also the same reason why I never want to have to perform this in front of you. And a part of me is thankful in the pit of my stomach. As much as I hate to say it, I am so thankful that you are not here today, because I could not bear to look you in the eyes. That because on this moment, right now, in this point in time, time becomes a complex idea. And right now, at this point in time, would be the very time that both of us would know that by the time we decided it was time for us to try for one more time, time had already decided it was no longer our time. Thank you.